Hello everyone and welcome to the WCG for quarterfinal 2 of the 2022 Texbet Australia Day T20 Big Bash, which sees the first ever meeting between these two tournament heavyweights as the Group B winners, the NIFF NUFFS, take on the 2019 champions Wet Up for a place in the semi-finals. This one looms to be a very intriguing contest with both sides pretty even on paper, and after seeing the defending champions crash out in quarterfinal 1, only one of these two heavyweights can make it through to the final 4. If we take a look at their road to the quarterfinals, the NIFF NUFFS topping Group B after their opening match victory against the defending champions put them in pole position to top the group, and Wet Up finishing second in the group of death behind the two-time champions How's That in Group A. Here the toss was conducted a short while earlier, and it was Matt White from Wet Up who won it, and he elected to bat first in this do-or-die quarterfinal. As we take a look at the Wet Up side for this second quarterfinal, they've been pretty even across the board, with all three members of their side contributing throughout the tournament so far, and Wet Up will know their history in this tournament. Every time they've made it through to the semi-final stage, they've gone on to qualify for the grand final. So a win here and the omens are good. But standing in their way is an impressive NIFF NUFFS outfit who breezed through the group stage with a 100% record. And most surprisingly, Todd Lavin has stood up for the men in pink, so the NIFF NUFFS will come into this game full of confidence and are looking to qualify for the semi-finals for the first ever time in their history. Here the skipper Henry Perenara and Joel Wojcik will be looked upon for their experience with both bat and ball to get them through in this one. And just before we get underway, we'd like to thank our major partner for this year's tournament, Texbet, who have been fantastic since jumping on board. Bet local, bet with Tex. So the second ticket to the semi-finals up for grabs. It's two tournament heavyweights in Wet Up and the NIFF NUFFS going toe-to-toe, and we are ready to go. So it will be Michael Johnson who will get this innings underway for the 2019 champs. Opened up against the two-time champs How's That in their final group game. Can he get them off to the start they need in this one? So ready to go here in a crunch quarter-final. It'll be Henry Perenara into Johnson first up. Here he's in now and he begins with a wayward delivery, as this one will most definitely be called a wide. So a nervy start from the NIFF NUFFS skipper, and Wet Up are away. Perenara to continue to Johnson in the opening over. Here he's in now over the wicket, and this one, leaps up on Johnson, and I think this one catches a glove and pops up on the offside as he moves through for a single. Well, this one could have gone anywhere. That's a horror delivery to get. Thankfully, from his point of view, it dropped safely. Wet Up, no wicket for 2 in the opening over, as Perenara will continue again now to Johnson, who gets a leading edge as it pops up on the offside, but it falls short of Joel Wojcik there at mid-off. So an interesting start with the ball here from Perenara. He's got a couple to just misbehave slightly, as in once again here to Johnson, and this one skids through and it hits him in the thigh, but I think this has gone through to the auto wiki. Yeah, it has. So Johnson is ordered by the umpire Daniel Cooper to go back to his mark. So Wet Up, no wicket for 2 in the opening over. This one looms to be an absolute beauty here between the two tournament heavyweights who meet for the first time in their history. Here is Perenara is in once again to Johnson, who gets a top edge and it goes over the fence. So that's a massive moment in this second quarterfinal. Johnson goes for 1. It was a wild hoik across the line as this one looked to rise on him again, and that's a big breakthrough first up for the NIFF NUFFS. So Wet Up 1 for 2 in the first over, as that wicket now brings the skipper Matt White to the crease at number 2, and this is a massive period of the match. He walks out to the middle with his side in trouble. Can he get him out of it? So there's just one delivery remaining here in the opening over, as Perenara is into White. And that will have to be re-bowled. That's another shocker from the NIFF NUFFS skipper. So Wet Up 1 for 3 in the opening over. It's been a mixed start with the ball here from Perenara, as he'll continue to White over the wicket once again. Here he's in now, and White gets a thick inside edge onto the fence, and he's going to scamper through for a single to end the over in positive fashion. 1 for 4 after 1. It's going to be Joel Wojcik to bowl the second over of the innings. Here he's in now to White. He begins with a full toss, and he's hammered it down the ground for his first boundary of this quarterfinal. White looks on here in this do-or-die clash. It's not a great delivery, but it's been dispatched. So White has moved along to 5. Wet Up 1 for 8 in the second over. As Wodjick is in once again, too wide, who chops onto his stumps. So just like that, Wet Up are in big trouble in this quarter-final. The skipper goes for 5. Wet Up are 2 for 8 in the second over. It's been a mixed start with the ball here from the men in pink, who bowled some shockers and some absolute beauties. This one's a back of a length delivery, and White just wasn't in position. The men in pink on top. So the 2019 champions in a bit of trouble here in this second quarter-final, as that wicket now brings Gavin Merrifield to the crease. The last hope here for Wet Up. Has struggled with the bat in this tournament in recent times, but he's going to have to get a score here. So it'll be Wodjick who's got his tail up to bowl to Merrifield for his first delivery. Here he's in now, it's a full delivery, he's knocked him over! Wet Up have been bowled out for 8 in this quarter-final, and the NIFF NUFFS are in touching distance of a maiden semi-final berth. Wet Up have destructed here in this quarter-final. Wodjick picks up 2 in 2 deliveries, and the men in pink need just 9 for a Final 4 berth. So in a horrible showing with the bat here from the 2019 champions, they have been bowled out for just 8 in this quarter-final. The skipper Matt White top scoring with 5. Joel Wodjick, the Chiefs destroyer, taking 2 for 4 off just 3 deliveries. And it's going to have to be a famous bowling effort here from Wet Up if they're going to get home in this one. 9 to get. And it will be Joel Wodjick who will get this run chase underway for the NIFF NUFFS. Scores of 17 and 18 so far in this year's tournament. And he needs just half that to get him home here. So 9 to get here for the NIFF NUFFS. It's going to be Matt White steaming in for the first over. Here he's in now to Wodjick. It's a full delivery. Wodjick hammers this on the offside for a maximum first delivery. Well, Joel Wodjick must have a plane to catch, because he is in a hurry here in this quarter-final. It's almost done already. Just 3 to get now for the NIFF NUFFS, as White will continue to Wodjick in the opening over. Here he's in now. This one's a full fast delivery as it crashes into Wodjick's leg, and he's disappointed he can't get this one away. So White needs a spell of all spells here to keep his tournament hopes alive. As in once again to Wodjick, it's a good length delivery, and Wodjick is solid in defence as he plays this to Johnson on the offside for no run. Well, ironically enough, these first 2 quarter-finals that we thought were going to be blockbusters have been one-sided affairs. That is, of course, unless White can pull a rabbit out of his hat here. As in now to Wodjick once again. This one's a full delivery, and there it is! It's all over! The NIFF NUFFS have hammered Wet Up here in this second quarter-final to qualify for a maiden semi-final berth. Wodjick just about does this single-handedly. And the men in pink crush Wet Up to qualify for the semi-finals. So that just about took no time at all here for the NIFF NUFFS, who have crushed the 2019 champions, to qualify for the semi-finals. And it's all she wrote here for Wet Up, who are knocked out at the quarter-final stage. Wodjick finishing 10 not out in one of the most one-sided knockout stage matches that we've seen in history. Congratulations to the NIFF NUFFS, who join Howsat in the Final 4. So as we look ahead to the next quarter-final, Quarter-final 3 sees the Group C winners Puffin Billies taking on the Group D runners-up, the Six Offenders. Both of these sides are touted as potential dark horses for the tournament, but only one can qualify for the semi-finals. The knockout stage action coming thick and fast. Quarter-final 3 coming up next.